In this video, we're going to compare Seedance 2, the new video model, to see if it's really that good, or do Kling 3.0 or Veo 3.1 are still the best models. So I spent the last week testing these three models with 11 different prompts. So I'm testing cinematic scenes, anime and cartoons, and ads. And honestly, the results really surprised me. So by the end of this video, you will know which model is the best to use in your projects, and if Seedance 2 is just a hype or a real revolution. So let's dive in. Alright, so Seedance 2, the new model of ByteDance, has been all over the internet the last week because it's kind of a major upgrade. Briefly, here's what's new. First, it's a multimodal input. So it supports up to 12 references. You can add 9 images, 3 videos, and 3 audio files. Second, it's a native audio generator. So it's phenomenal for lip syncing or dialogues, and you can do it in 8 different languages.
You think you're in control.
3, it has extreme character consistency across all the clips. And 4th, it has video editing capabilities. So you can replace any character, you can delete anything, you can extend the video if you want. But claims are one thing and performance is another. So in this video, I'm putting it head to head against the current champions in video models. Alright, so now let's get into the comparison. Category 1, cinematic scenes. This is where camera movements, character consistency, and action matters the most. So the first test is coming from an avatar scene. So let's see the difference between the 3 models.
Attack now! We fly!
So for Kling 3.0, the transitions are smooth, the characters stay consistent, the camera work feels intentional, not random. But now for Veo 3.1, you can see that the problem is definitely that the characters are morphing. It's not terrible, but it's not holding up like Kling. Next up, a Star Wars style scene. So for Kling, we can clearly see 2 distinct characters, and the prompt is followed perfectly. The camera work, the framing, the movement, it's all there. But for Veo 3, it falls apart. The animations look unrealistic, and worse, the 2 characters are exactly the same. Alright, for the example 3, we're gonna go for an action scene with kinda like video games characters. So as you can see for Kling, we got different camera angles, dynamic movements, and it feels like a real action sequence. Veo 3 handled it really well also, but it's a bit slower, less variety in the shots, I would say. Now for this test, I'm using cinematic camera movements. These are the kind of techniques that separates amateur AI videos from professional looking ones. And if you want to master that, I did a complete guide. It's 40 examples of camera movement with the exact prompt, and it works with every single model, every single tool. Lately, I've been getting a lot of emails and reviews from you guys that have been testing it and sending me what you guys did. And honestly, seeing your work has been amazing, so thank you guys for sharing. And if you want to try the guide, you have the link in the description below and in the pinned comment. The 4th example is a plane crash scene.
Where are you? Pilots. They've thinned, they're gone. I have to take control.
So for Kling, the shot changes are handled well, the intensity is there, and the movement feels right. For Veo 3, it's not that bad, to be honest, it kept up, and the motion is solid. There is no clear loser on this one, all the models are pretty much the same. The 5th example is a police chase.
Stop him! Halt, police! Get down!
So Kling is excellent in movement control, the camera follows the action naturally and the speed feels right, but for VO3 as you see, the movements aren't logical at all, like the character's motion doesn't feel right. By the way, you guys might be wondering how I generated all these videos. So I just picked up some videos of Seedance 2 on the internet, and I grabbed the first frame of the videos, and then I used Kling and VO3 to animate them. And I generated all the videos using a platform called imagine.art, which has an incredible workflow feature. So this is how it looks like. Here I just imported my still frame, and here I added my prompt. Then here I added, as you can see, Kling 3.0 as a video model, and here I did the same thing with Veo 3.1 as you can see. Then I just had to link my prompt to the video, so I linked it here and I linked it also here, and my imported picture linked to the first frame in the video model, so one here and one here, so this is like the yellow link as you can see. And then you just have to grab everything, click on run selected, and then everything is going to run in parallel so you get faster results. And that's how I got both of these videos as you can see here. What is interesting in this type of workflow is that you start with the same starting point, so I have the same image, I have the same prompt, so this is the fairest way to compare different models. Plus, it saved me hours. Instead of jumping platforms, uploading images separately, I can do it all in one place. So if you're serious about AI videos, this kind of workflow might be the best for you guys. So if you want to try the tool, you have a link in the description below. Now let's get back to our comparison. Next example, John Wick style action scene. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when I tried this one, I was 100% sure that it wasn't gonna work because the prompt was way too complicated for Kling or VO3, but I still wanted to try it, and the guy on X who did this video with Seedance 2 actually gave the whole prompt, so I was like, yeah, let's just try it. So that's why Kling is struggling, but honestly, that's expected. And VO3, same thing, also struggle. The action doesn't quite land and the intensity isn't here. Now example 7, a woman running in Tokyo. So Kling 3.0 handled the movement at the speed quite well. The camera follows the woman with real energy and you feel the motion, everything is alive. But VO3 is problematic in this case. I mean, watch, she passes through the barrier, that just ruins the whole sequence. I mean, it breaks the immersion. Now let's go to category number 2, cartoons and anime. So the first anime test is using a One Piece character.
I can't figure this out! I hate coding! I'm throwing this stupid thing away!
Kling handled it really well. I mean, the style is accurate, the motion feels right, and thank God VO3 also handled it pretty well, and actually it offered some different camera angles, so nice variety here. Next scene is a samurai fight scene. Now this prompt is a bit tough to be honest, and the static image that I'd used at the beginning wasn't that detailed, but that's also a good test because you can test the limit of the models, you know?
Will be your grave!
My blade says otherwise!
This forest will be your grave! Me blade says otherwise!
So Kling 3.0 handled it much better. There is one sequence in the middle that gets a bit messy, but overall it's pretty solid. And look at the camera work. I mean, the zoom, the dolly shot, the interesting angles. By the way, if you don't know what is a dolly shot, it's a specific camera move that is used in movies. And if you want to learn more about that, I did a whole video explaining everything in detail, so I'll put the link above and in the description below. Now VO3 is struggling a bit more, the motion is slower, and even the character voices are a bit slowed down, which is not really keeping up. Now category number 3, ads and UGC AI ads. Here we're going to look for natural look and realism. That's what matters the most. The first one is a sunglasses ad. Here, Kling handled it really well also, but it's a bit weird with the music. I'm not really sure what happened here. VO3 took some liberties with the shots, it added its own interpretation, but overall it's super clean. And now example 11, UGC ads.
Stop what you're doing and look at these lashes. Look, 10 pairs for literally nothing and they make me look like this. I don't gatekeep, so here's the secret. You put them under your lash line, not over. That's it. That's the whole trick.
Look at this amazing glow. I just applied the new highlighter and it's life-changing. You guys need to try this.
Look at this amazing glow. I just applied the new highlighter and it's life-changing. You guys need to try this.
So for Kling 3.0, it's slightly zoomed, but the natural look is maintained and it feels authentic. It doesn't scream AI generated. But for VO3, here is the issue. It has this AI-ish look. You can tell it's generated with AI, and for UGC, that's not what we want. We want a natural look. So as you saw for action scenes and cinematic scenes, Kling was way better. VO3 was struggling way too much with consistency. And Seedance obviously was the big winner here. But let's wait until the release date so that you can test it by your own. So again guys, if you want to level up your AI game, you can grab my camera movement guide in the description below. You also have a link to try Imagine.art. And don't forget to subscribe because Seedance 2 is coming in 2 weeks and I'm gonna do a whole video about it. Now if you want to learn how to use Nano Banana Pro for camera control and infinite angle, I did a whole video explaining it. I'm gonna put the link just here. And in the meantime, thank you for watching guys. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, leave a like, and I see you in the next one. Peace out.